They knew what they were doing. Who is in charge of this case? The U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C.? Main Justice? Where is it being run out of is the main question. We know FBI Washington Field Office is running it, but we also know how corrupt the Washington Field Office is. The agents in charge of the Washington Field Office are the same guys that entrapped people for the Whitmer prosecution, and those individuals were acquitted or hung jury. It's the same individuals that ran Russiagate. It's the same individuals that said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. It's the same individuals that falsified FISA warrants to unlawfully go up on a presidential candidate than Trump. These people are running this investigation. When is it going to be enough?
Agents, you can see them in riot gear, approached Stone's house before sunrise at around 6 this morning. They raided his home and they arrested Roger Stone. Here is a moment,
including secret communications between the lawyer and client. And then they decided if they were privileged. Now, how do they know if they're privileged? They didn't ask me. They didn't ask President Trump. I mean, if they did this to an ordinary citizen, they'd be fired, disbarred, and thrown in jail.
I mean, I am shocked by this. The officers on site decide whether it's privileged or not?
Or no, what the government does is they seize it all, and then they give it to some prosecutors. They call them the tank team. Those prosecutors read all the privileged information, and they decide what to turn over to the prosecution. Those prosecutors read all the privileged information, and they decide what to turn over to the prosecutor.
Their mission, their clear mission, is to prevent Donald John Trump from running for president in 2024 and being elected for president. People like me are in their way, and they're not coming for me and Trump, they're coming for you. All 74 million of you who voted for Donald John Trump. What did they do? They intercepted me getting on the plane. And then they put me in handcuffs, they bring me here, they put me in leg irons, they stick me in a cell.
They know he represented Epstein's pilot and others before rising to the bench. They know he's an Obama donor. They know he loves Hillary Clinton. They selectively go to him on purpose because they know he's in on it. What's happening? Do you think that they allowed John Durham to select his magistrate judge and select the jurisdiction he was going into? If he's not allowed to do it as special counsel, why are these FBI agents and these assistant United States attorneys allowed to do it when they're prosecuting, quote unquote, President Trump? It's what happens in banana republics. It's what's happened in third world countries. But it's on full display in New York and all the way down to Mar-A-Lago with the failure of due process and the destruction of our Constitution. Returning to this magistrate judge, you forgot one thing, Jan. This magistrate judge, Reinhardt, was initially given the Trump RICO case, the civil case that was brought by President Trump against Clinton World and Rod Rosenstein, and the list goes on. That was filed some months ago. He recused himself from that case after making a few initial rulings. Why did he do that? If he recused himself from that case involving President Trump and the Russiagate hoax, and President Trump's attempt to correct civilly the wrongs that were done to him, how can he authorize a search warrant against President Trump for a possible criminal investigation? Why is he not recused from this case? It's outrageous. Any judge worth his salt and who said, I am sworn to be an apolitical, neutral arbiter of the law, would have recused himself and said, this case is not for me. I've done all these things against President Trump publicly. I've donated to his opponents. I've represented some people who hated President Trump. And now I'm on the bench swearing out a search warrant against this person. That's the point of recusal. And the Department of Justice is equally as in on it as is the FBI, as is this judge. They could have taken away this entire narrative and removed it by going to some random judge who has nothing to do with anything and saying, well, this is the first time we approached him and we laid it out and he gave us a search warrant. They would be on so much better footing. The outcry from the American public and the world would be, there wouldn't be any on this issue. There would probably be a large outcry on the Mar-A-Lago raid, but now they've just given more ammunition to the people who've said there's a two-tier system of justice.
Appreciate this. 14 FBI agents have come to our office as whistleblowers, and they are good people. There are lots of good people in the FBI. It's the top that's the problem. But some of these good agents are coming to us telling us this is baloney what's going on. The political nature now of the Justice Department, God bless them for doing it, coming and talking to us about the school board issue, about a whole host of issues. I mean, it's becoming a well-worn trail of agents who say this has got to stop. And thank goodness goodness for them, and thank goodness that the American people recognizes it, and I believe they're going to make a big change on November 8th.
How many FBI agents or confidential informants actively participated in the events of January 6th?
Sir, I'm sure you can appreciate that I can't go into the specifics of sources and methods.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants actively participate in the events of January 6th? Yes or no?
Sir, I can't answer that.